So let's start. I hope I'm audible to you all, or you can see my screen as well. So today's webinar is on to how to become a job ready and launch your tech career in web development. So basically, this webinar is for aspiring developers and college graduates who are passing out in this year or in the previous year, and for the professionals who's looking to transition into the web development industry and want to enter with the skill sets so that they can find a job in this web development scenario. Okay, so and so first of all, I would like to discuss our agenda for today. We'll start with my introduction, and then we'll move on to why web development. Like we'll discuss these 4 points with you guys, why web development is a booming industry and what diverse career paths you can opt for in that industry, and why web development skills are a high demand, and what skills are essential for basically for web developers that include technical and soft skills to get a job in this industry. And then we'll move on to why we call this there's a so much flexible work environment in web development industry and people want to move in, and how they get their creative freedom like while working on the projects. So then I'll going to discuss with you guys some real world success stories, and we'll discuss some case studies from India itself. And then we'll move on to the big question, like these days, is AI is going to take my job? Like AI is coming. So is web development is a good option in 2024? So I will going to answer these questions, and we'll discuss these 4 points with you guys, like how AI is actually transforming the web development jobs. Yeah. What challenges you will going to face while opting the AI in your work routine, why AI will not going to replace you. Okay, so basically you will see that people are saying with a question mark, is AI is going to replace you or not. So I'm just directly going to discuss with you guys why AI will not going to replace you any soon now, and then what will be the next step for you to get a job with this high demanding high competitive environment these days. And then we will going to welcome our guest speaker, Sachin Gautam. He's a software engineer specializing in UI UX at Chetu in Noida. And then I will going to give you about our company, Apptio Edtech, and then we'll move on to with Q&A sessions, and we'll taking all the questions, me and Sachin including, we're both. So I'm just requesting you, all of you guys, to mute your mic initially, and you can write down or jot down your questions. Whatever questions will come during this whole session, we're going to discuss those at the end of this when we are conclude this whole webinar. Okay, so basically, who am I? I'm a founder and CEO of Netcogs Technologies. So I have started in 2008. So and I'm also a co-founder with Apptio Edtech. So I have somewhere around 14 plus years in the IT industry, and I work on several projects with several clients. I have a designing experience, a development experience, and a consultant and tech. I'm also a tech enthusiast, and I keenly look the new technologies are coming to the market, and I explore them very often. So why I am doing this presentation, just because that I gone through these first step challenges and opportunities that while launching a career in this field. So and I have a really practical insights on this industry, and that I would like to share with you guys, so that you can kickstart your career in web development. Okay. Okay. So the question is why web development. Okay. So basically, you can think web development is a subset of a software development field itself. So in web development, you basically specialize in building and maintaining a web app. So and its creation um, that works over the internet. Okay, so you basically build apps that will work on the internet itself. Okay, and You can say like mobile apps these days also comes into this category as that they basically build on the same technology set. So, or okay, so let's get on the overview with this industry first. Okay, so and I will give you an overview of how actually web evolved during these last few decades. So in basically early 1990s or up to early 2000. So basically that was the era of Web 2.1. Okay, so at that time, s- that was a time of static pages. Okay, we just read from the website itself, like you read from a PDF file these days. So basically, the document that is being served on the internet itself was just a document for reading purpose only. Okay, and that was the era of hyperlinks basically. So people are at that time was very excited about the hyperlinks, like that was something they have achieved like never before. And when they click from one document to another, so that was the time like of early web 1.0. And somewhere around like in early 2000s or in mid 2010s, telling about you the era of web 2.0. Okay, so that was in between 2000 and mid 2010s, and that was actually the era of dynamic websites. Okay, so in web 2.0, you seen applications like websites like Orkut, and we're still using Facebook. Like okay, but we'll start interacting with each other on social platforms. So and now we are actually evolving towards Web 3.2. So it's a basically a decentralized nature, you can say, or in simple terms, we can say that like we are surpassing the communication level. Okay, so our app are actually going to understand us. The time is coming for the AI. So basically our web apps are going to that much smarter, or you can even see that you can actually use chat gpt for those, and you can see you are not interacting with any human or with any kind of a database itself. Okay, you are interacting with some AI, and you get the instant response. So it is still actually in evolving phase, and we're going to see like the you can say ML, machine learning, and these kind of application are going to take over. Okay, so basically blockchain have come upon, machine learning is have taking over. You're seeing the augmented reality like Meta is working upon. So these will going to shape up the whole 3.0, and we are still in between. Like it's the transition phase we are facing right now. It's not completely Web 3.0 yet actually, and we can simply estimate that that industry is actually continues to grow, driven by these technological advancements, and like ever increasing importance of an online presence. Okay, so basically the whole industry is exist upon this idea that we become the digital savvy people. Okay, we constantly or are on laptops, smartphones. So this is never going to go away, these kind of jobs actually. So and you were not going to believe like this is actually the dominating industry. Like whenever you think someone talk about the website development, you always think about the small website. No, actually it's not. We always think in terms of the web applications. Okay, so basically huge humongous website we are talking about, that's running on, like you can think of a YouTube, Netflix, and where like a huge team of developers, manpower has been given to just to run those kind of websites. Okay, so uh, as we look beyond like 2024, these innovations in AI, ML, blockchain, and others immersive technologies like augmented reality and that will going to shape the future of web development. Okay, and they will continue to do so. And so if you look into the employment projection, so basically I have taken the stats from this US Bureau of Labor Statistics. uh, the projected growth of web developers will be the 16% from 2020 to 2030. So if anyone is telling you that there is a recession period, we are not finding any jobs. So I will going to explain you why actually, where the issue is lying actually. Okay, in some few of the next slides. And if we see the average salary, I have taken the both of the statistics of all kind of profiles that you can see now. Um, of a full stack developer, front end developer, you can see like it's range between like 80 to 20 lakh, depending upon the experience, like on the location, on the company, like on various factors involved in this kind of like when we talk about a salary range. Okay, so we have taken some average salary scenario here, and in US is somewhere around 1 lakh 14,395 per year. Okay, uh, and same goes with front end developers. Like you can see what stats it's telling about. It's somewhere in 3 to 10 lakh, and it's crossing 1 lakh scenario like per year in dollars for the US. Backend is actually a little bit hard to understand. There are some deep steeper learning curve is there. So and so basically the salary is also higher both in US and India. You can clearly see this from stats here. And we'll talk about the DevOps and UI UX designer. This is also the dominating fields like people are going into in web development. And so basically I've taken the stat from Glassdoor and Indeed. And you can see like at currently at present in India there are 18,044 jobs available in web development market, and in the US is somewhere around 4,634. So basically we have seen that US is actually being hit by some recession. So but there is no impact in the India itself, and might be some dip in the job, like just because of the oversaturation, over hirings that has been done in the pandemic season. So they are just readjusting that. Okay, the companies are re-evaluating their budget for their set aside for the employees. Okay, so basically same for Indeed. Like there are 22,000 plus jobs are available and 40,000 plus on the Indeed US. Uh, Let me just quickly switch on to recent blog that I have just gone through in recent days. So if we talk about like, see, I have gone through a business standard like IT job market. It's I think it's a uh, like it's May 17 news. Okay, you can clearly see that InfoEdge claim that which is running the Monster site and these 99 acres. So InfoEdge companies actually have pool of sites. So IT job market is actually rebounding right now. Okay, so and tech firms actually they are getting more CVs and they start reviewing them on all the levels. Okay, so I've gone through this and it is May 16. So it's possible that the situation will go up and the hiring will soon start it. Okay. Okay, so what diverse career paths actually are available in web development field? Okay, so these are the basic roles that you can get into uh, with web development, and we're going to discuss them one by one. Um, so there is first and the foremost is this front end developer. Okay, so and front end developers is actually responsible for developing the user interfaces of website. Okay, so they usually work on the interface that you are seeing on the on your browser actually. Okay, so they implement design using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. They make sure they make sure the website is responsive and work across different devices. Okay, mobile, laptops, tablets. Okay, and they optimize the whole user experience actually for the web pages. And what skills will be needed for this web developer is actually you should be proficient in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And moving on, you can learn some libraries like React and Angular. You need to understand the UI UX design principles, and then there are some others system technical skill set required, and that will be involved in all of these. Okay, I'm going to discuss those in next few slides with you guys. Okay, so then moving on to the backend developer, um, he is actually responsible to develop and maintain the server side logic. Okay, uh, with the database and the business logic that is gone into the application. And they also manage the APIs and ensure the data integrity and security of the web applications. And they basically integrate the front end elements, which has been created by the front end developers, okay, with the server side logic, okay. And they optimize the application performance and its scalability onto the server itself, okay. So, and now you'll if you know, like, these are two profile exist. So basically full stack developer is the person who knows and have a knowledge of these two field, okay. So he handle both front end and back end development part. He actually develop and maintain the complete website. He troubleshoot and resolve other stack issue, okay. So in which technology the website is actually been made, and he actually collaborate with other developers and designers, and sometimes also the stakeholders who is the owner of the application, okay, and give him guidance and support, and know him any technical stuff, okay. So other one is the QA and test engineer. So basically their job role is to test the website, and they work with the debugging. They may conduct manual and automated tests to ensure the quality and functionality of the web application, okay. So they also develop test plans, like test cases, test scripts. So basically if there's no bug involved in the application, like in the development phase, so they actually report them. So these developers can remove them, and they can actually finally publish the website onto the production website, okay. So moving on to the UI UX designer. So I'm actually taking up these profiles as well, because they are closely been related to the whole ecosystem, okay, in the web development. So we cannot ignore them. So when a front end developer actually start working on the project, on the UI part, it is actually UI UX designer responsibility to give those design to the web developer, okay. So he is actually designing the user interface part, like it should look visually appealing, or they are more proficient in the UX part, like user experience part, and they develop wireframes and prototypes of the application first, and the mockups. Then once everything is being finalized by the UI UX designer, and then he'll hand over this design to the front end developer. Then he start working and start coding onto that design, okay. So basically he's proficient in some of the tools, like you heard of Figma, Sketch, Adobe XD, okay? And he understand the whole user centric design principles. Then we'll move on to the DevOps engineer, okay. So basically DevOps engineers, they manage all the deployment part, okay. These two are been working on developing the application. He look after that application, and how to deploy it onto the server, how to scale it, okay. There should not be any reliability issue that comes while the application is being accessed by the millions of people on the website, okay. So basically he automate everything. He manage the server, he manage the performance of the web application, okay. And might be possible that he create multiple copies of that application onto the server, and automate everything, like whenever one instance goes down, other will come up and serve you, so that there will be no issue with the end user, okay. He is always get the website accessible. And there's some additional field that has been coming up and been prominent these few years, okay. There is a cyber security specialist. So they are responsible for actually protecting the website and web application from any kind of a security threats, okay. So they conduct security audits, and they find vulnerabilities, and they do the assessment. They implement security measures, like firewalls, encryption should be in the place, like no hacker should get into the application. They make sure that the frameworks are being upgraded, and the servers are actually functioning very well, and there's firewall routers, everything is in place, okay. So they have a very good knowledge of web security protocols, other security tools like Zap, Burp, Suite, OApps. Okay, so they also understand the whole network security, cryptography, and they know about the ethical hacking, like how your website could be hacked in the first place. Okay, so they test everything from their end, and there are project managers. So once you'll actually move on with the steps, like you move on in your career on the upper levels, you'll might possible you'll end up like with a full stack developer. You'll start gaining knowledge of the DevOps engineer as well. You might become a project manager. So basically project manager oversees full development of the web development of all the projects. Okay, from its inception to completion, they know all the phases like involved in its development. Like if you heard about the software development life cycle, okay, so they involved in every step. Okay, and they know the methodologies, like they handle the team in scrums, and how the application should be developed with agile methodologies. Okay, so they communicate with the owners of that application, like stakeholders, scrum master, and his seniors, and he also responsible for managing his team. Okay, so everyone is doing their job correctly. Okay, uh, it doesn't matter how many members are in the team, like the two designer, three developers. Okay, so then we'll move on to the application architect. So basically he's kind of a boss. Okay, he actually architect the web application. He's actually ensuring that they meet the complete business requirements, how the website should actually the like whatever the requirements beforehand we need before going on to actually developing the whole website. He's kind of a system architect. Okay, he knows the data flow, he knows the integration point, he knows what tools need to be used. He actually guide the whole development team, including multiple project managers. Okay, he knows actually how to implement the architectural standards and best practices into the complete application. And he actually evaluate and recommend new technologies also, like supposedly he saw like there's some new API, like supposedly there's Vertex AI from the Google itself, and we need to use. So he also knows what licenses will going to cost, and he will going to suggest those to the team as well, and the owner as well. Okay, so he look after and manages and the complete application whichever is been working upon. Okay, and finally there are product platform technology specialist. Okay, so basically क्या है कि in web development people thought के okay, front end development we have learned the front end development, so basically we will going to get a job, and we'll learn the back end developer, so basically we're going to get. But there is also some technology specialists that exist in the market. Okay, uh, sorry for the interruption. Okay, so basically, what I'm talking about, there are platforms like Salesforce CRM. Okay, if you heard of that platform, basically there are many jobs available. They have their own distinguished set of specializations into that own field. Like Salesforce have marketing specialists, developers, okay, admins, and same goes with WordPress CMS. So these kind of jobs, like the requirements that whenever is been available in the market, is these we called it the specialist. Like we were looking for some specialist in the WordPress who can develop the plugin for us. We are looking for some Salesforce CRM specialist who can actually, okay, basically develop an app for us in maybe some their proprietary language or so. Okay, there may be some MERN stack specialist. Okay, if you heard of most of you have been heard of MERN stack, basically is a MongoDB, Express, React.js, and Node.js combination. Okay, so companies might look on for these specialists. Okay, technology specialists that we need to develop a project in MERN, and there will be some means specialist. Okay, so you do not actually need to learn all this. These comes with over the years of experience. It's always been suggested that you'll start at some initial foundational point. Okay, then move on to and learn with other stuff. Okay, you said supposedly you cannot jump directly into the application architect, and you can not become an application architect in a span of few days or months. Okay, so that goes on with other profiles as well. So uh, sorry. So basically, the job are also being divided into these levels. Okay, these are the roles we are talk about in your career path that sooner or later you're going to encounter. Okay, once you start from somewhere, like you'll become a front end developer and you'll move on the ladders in your career. Okay, so you're going to encounter these kind of jobs, maybe early, maybe later. Okay, and you will going to find that jobs are also divided among these experience levels. Okay, you're agree with me. So most of you will going to start from here. Okay, from the entry level point. We're going to have like 0 to 2 years of experience. So basically, entry level web developers are typically recent graduates or those new to the field. Okay, so they often work under the guidance of more experienced developers and focus on learning and building foundation. So you need not to worry about learning too much in this phase. Okay, yeah, you just go on with the flow, whichever company is going to hand over to you. So whatever the project they have been working on, actually saying like you do not have much choice in this scenario. Okay, this is all the learning phase for you. And in mid level, like you'll once you have 3 to 5 years of experience, so you'll become a mid level developers. Okay, web developers that have a like experience and more independent in their roles. They are like they can take decisions. Okay, and they can handle the team. They handle more complex tasks and may start to take on leadership roles also. Okay, they have given more responsibility on the projects. So at this somewhere at this level, you will be given some independent projects to work upon. Okay, you might be given 2 to 3 juniors with you that you need to mentor as well, and you will take control of the project at this point. Okay, might be some front end developer project you and might be if you're working in this field. Okay, and if you'll cross that limit of 5 plus years of experience in this industry, you'll become a senior level. Might be 5 plus or might be 8 plus, 10 plus. That depends upon the technology itself. Okay, so if some ML and machine learning, some other kind of high level technology is there, so that experience level will be at upper threshold. Okay, so basically they are counted as a highly experienced professionals who often lead development teams. Okay, they are responsible for taking the strategic decision. Okay, so that decision will work both in favor or in apart from like anyone. Okay, for the stakeholders, decision makers, for the team, for the company, like they design complex systems. So basically these kind of profiles, they comes into this uh, level of experience. Okay, so okay, let's move on to our next slide. Okay, so the question is why basically are there are high demand of web development skills in the market. So, and we have already seen that basically web development is not a single set of technologies, a multiple set of technologies. Uh, and tools also. So it's not like someone will get into the web development and he'll become an expert after an year or so. Okay, it's just a constant learning phase. Even if you'll talk to some 10 to 5, even like I'm sitting at this position, so I'll have to learn something new. Like market is so swift and so transition, like it's rapidly changing with each passing year. And we heard that like from our college days. Okay, I passed out somewhere in 2008, and it is still the same scenario has been like implementing across all the industry. Like you have to learn. Okay, you have to learn new things. So and you have to leave whatever has been deprecated, not using anymore and you have to learn the new stuff. Okay, so we'll just discuss 3 points why are basically there is a huge demand. Okay, so okay, so first is high user dependency on digitization and related technologies. Okay. So why there is a huge demand of web developers? There are actually users who consume the digital technologies. Okay. And first we'll look into how the consumer are using these technologies. Then we'll discuss how the businesses are using. So basically, as a consumer, you have seen that there is a tremendous increase in the internet uses. Okay, if we compare it to like our parents' age and now today's our age and our next generation age. Okay, you're seeing that there's a tremendous use increase in the internet uses. Okay, the usage of the internet. Okay, so basically internet has become an integral part of the daily life. People cannot live without internet. Okay, it's same like light goes off, internet goes off, and people start panicking. Okay, where's the internet? So it actually get involved in our daily life, and as long as like the more people are relying on it for their work, communication, entertainment, like even for shopping, like this necessitates the creation of maintenance of the website and web application. Okay, and second is like easy accessibility of the powerful digital devices. You can clearly see these like these days smartphones are very capable of doing anything. Like they'll basically become a computer. Okay, and and I've like heard the news as well, like next year or so, like the LLMs, the large language models, like you are seeing like chat GPT and everything, they basically can run on these devices as well. Okay, so I have actually tried some LLM on my local machine, so it's barely actually able to respond. So I have just get wowed, like okay, LLMs, these large language models can run on these devices. Okay, so coming in year or so might be possible. Okay, so and second thing is that you're seeing that we are also highly dependent on these SaaS website and e-commerce websites. Okay, people are nowadays are very habitual or on spending online and like getting the orders done, like from the Blinkit and Mahindra and these Amazon.com. So they are very much comfortable these days. Okay, so this exponential growth of online shopping actually has led to the increase in the need of well-designed and functional and secure website. Okay, these applications. So we now know that consumer has actually been is highly dependent on these technologies. Okay, so now we look into the business point of perspective. So actually the consumer is been dependent, so there it actually the web presence become a necessity. Okay, so as a business, as a some tech business, they are seeing that okay, there's a millions of people that I can tap into. Okay, just from sitting from somewhere, like from a strategic location, from my office, okay, from even home. So people these businesses have seen that okay, there is going to be a need for web presence. Okay, so in order to reach or tap a mass online audiences, it's become crucial for businesses to create robust online presence. And where these business go, these goes to the digital agencies. Okay, create my website, create this application, I have some idea. Okay, so also actually the thing is that this gives them a competitive advantage. Okay, so this digital transformation actually help businesses to stay competitive in this rapidly changing market. Okay, so you can see like someone is trying to sell in a shop, and you can easily order those things on some discount from online. And so who's going to like get out of the business? You can clearly see that online businesses, if they have some good marketing in place, they have some good consumer base, so they're going to survive. Okay, so people actually opting for the hybrid model. They are running the shops and they've come to the Amazon access. Okay, so business like and what it actually have given them, they can like get the insights into their customer behavior. Okay, they can learn the market trends, and they can actually see the performance by collecting, analyzing, and interpreting all these kind of data. Okay, so it actually helped these businesses. Okay, so basically as a business, okay, so web presence become necessity and it gives them a competitive advantage. Okay, so and they have also seen that user experience matter the most. Okay, these companies have came to the conclusion, okay, if we are engaging the user, we're going to like have a good user experience in place. Okay, otherwise they will bounce off. So and that for that actually to achieve, they need skilled web developers. Okay, in place, and they who actually know that they can develop these user friendly website and interfaces. Everything's just won't fall apart. Okay, with any functionality. So and that point, there is a huge rise in demand for the developers. Okay, and it's still been okay on the rise. So and the last thing is like once they have everything in place, these businesses, there's always a need of someone to maintain these web applications. Okay, so how to maintain this application? A web developer or okay, basically an expert clearly know how technically these applications run. Okay, the business owner actually don't know anything about this, he just need to run the business. So there are basically technical complexity involved. What stack will be used in securities, performance optimization, that will only be been taken care by the web developers or an expert, you can say. Okay, and there's always a evolving business need for that. Second, there are basically technological advancements. Okay, so we know there's been rapid technological advancements that is keep coming. Even as a developer, you know that you have learned React with some 13 and 12 point version, and now you're seeing the 19 app come. Okay, so we are basically we're talking about the present tech. Okay, so there are frameworks, there are languages, there are tools that keep actually upgrading with each passing year. There are cloud and hosting platforms also available. Okay, they are upgrading themselves, they are keep introducing new features and APIs and everything. Okay, and secondly, there's integration with the emerging tech. Okay, so supposedly there's some legacy system is been running upon some old system, and some company have hired someone to integrate some new technology with, like, build a AI chatbot for make these old website. Okay, so, and that, like, nobody else can do it, some experts can do it. So there is another reason why there is a huge demand in the skill set. Okay, or for a web development person. And and lastly, not but the least, that there is some transition going on with the web 3.2. Okay, so whenever there is some transition going on with the market, and people just say, okay, I am going to implement this first, some investor, some businessman with great idea, or some old company that want to, like, tap into this new segment, so they want to, like, implement some um, say blockchain application. They want to build some augmented reality. Okay, they want to integrate the IoT platform. Okay, some access management solution for their company. Okay, so that they can control from the website. So as long as there will be a technological advancement, there's always been a huge demand for web development. Okay, experts. And third one is, like, this startup and innovation system. Okay, so basically, startup ecosystem plays a huge role in, giving the opportunity for the entry level developers to up to these professional. um, and so basically क्या है, startup ecosystem basically continuously seek these web developers to build and iterate on new product and services. Okay, so startups need web developers to quickly develop MVPs and scale their product. So basically, MVP is a minimum viable product. Okay, so it's a functioning product with minimum set of features. Companies actually launch these in the market with some minimum requirement, and they actually learn the whole market scenario. Okay, is this going to work or not? And so basically, they also innovate and experiment with these kind of feature. So whenever someone have an idea, like, okay, I can, like, disturb the market with this new completely new idea. Okay, so, and someone have the money in their pocket, so they will start experimenting with the new technologies. Okay? So anyone, those who cannot have the access to these technologies, so they are way ahead of them. Okay, so once they are done with the innovation and experimentation, they'll come up with some application in the market. Okay, so these type of tech companies basically focus on innovations, like, there's always a demand for developers in these kind of fields. Okay, so, and lastly, but not the least, investment and funding. And we have already seen that, like, during the pandemic phase, that everything goes online. So there's a huge demand being generated for the online application developers, and people start pouring money into the online apps and everything up. So once the demand goes down, funding, there's just the snatch the funding out, so the demand goes down. Okay, so basically, funding plays a, like, pivotal role in shaping and accelerating the web development job market. Okay, by creating new opportunities, influencing salary trends, driving technological advancement, and completely shaping this industry. Okay, so uh, And due to investment and funding, whatever the established startups might invest in expanding their web development teams. Okay, so if any company that has been at present from last 1 to 2 years, they get the funding, they start hiring up. Okay, so basically these 3 points that you can clearly see, that's why there is a huge skill in and high demand for the web developers, and it will continue to do so. Okay, so what are the essential skills we are talking about for the entry level web developers? Okay, we are not talking about some mid level and senior levels. So if you're planning to go into the web development industry, and you have thought, okay, I'll start learning something and I'll get into the industry as there's some lucrative option and salary is good. Okay, or might be you are very much interested in learning these okay, programming languages and coding. You have keen interest in coding as well. So where you should start? Yeah. So we'll first start with the technical skills, and then we'll move on to with the soft skills. Okay. So basically the three things you're seeing in the three technology you're seeing, it is basically the pillars of web development in the front end. Okay. So without those, it's not advisable to move further and to learn any framework. So always start with this foundation skill first, master them, give them some time. Okay, get a practical hand on to these and develop some programs and applications, small maybe. Okay, then move on to with some other higher technical skills requirements. Okay, so basically this is also been required with some companies. Say you once you are move on with the foundational skills, and so there is the responsive design and cross-browser compatibility is also been needed, how the devices will going to look, they behave on every device, they should look same. Okay, behave according to the screen. Okay, um, the text might be go small, the image might be been removed. Okay, so you need to take care of these while running this responsive design, and it the application should work with other browser as well. We open the web in multiple kinds of browsers. Okay, Opera is there, Firefox is there, so you need to make sure they're open in a consistent manner on all these browsers. Okay, so then you'll learn with the version control system. So applications in the large companies, in big companies, you simply cannot code and put those files onto the server itself. There is a system in place, and that system is a version control system. Okay, so with version control system is actually um, you have seen the numbers in application like 1.0 v 1.10. Okay, it's okay, there's a major release, minor release, you have seen that. And this is mandatory actually. We work in team, in a company we work in a team. So everyone, those who are developers, they code together, and so their code won't conflict with another. So basically in the process of developing the website or web application and hosting it onto the servers, there's some system has been in need not to be conflict in any manner. I am a developer and I have another developer, we are both working on different feature set, and he pushed the code to like a single repository. We all push the code to a single repository. The project manager checks them, and it should not be conflict with that his code is not been going to conflict with my code. Okay, so that has been controlled with the version control system. Okay, and once you've gone through the foundational skill level, you'll move on to learning some frameworks. Any It's not mandatory to learn all those. Okay, you can start with React because it has a easy curve to learn, and Angular is a really steep curve to learn. So, and also it depends upon the market. Like I think React jobs are dominating in the industry right now, so rather than Angular and Vue. Okay, so it completely depends upon you which you choose. And I'll first recommend start with any framework, learn it completely, then move on to any other. Okay, framework. You should have to have a knowledge of and a basic understanding of some backend development. Okay, So basically, knowledge of server side will be a good part, like basic knowledge of Node.js, how Python works, like what is the functioning of Python, what is a RESTful APIs, like these. Okay, and it is also that you should need a basic database knowledge as well, like with the technical skill requirement. Okay, so in this database knowledge you should know how to make queries. Okay, a basic understanding of relational and non-relational type databases. You can learn any database with SQL and like NoSQL. Okay, and okay, people thought like SEO is not been required, but once you start working in a front end development, okay, so basic SEO knowledge is been needed, like to work with the meta and the breadcrumbs, how to place data that is being picked up by the search engines. Okay, so if you are a front end developer, I think understanding the basic SEO principles is like how you implement them onto the web development part. Okay, so we usually uh, give client some requirement, like when client give us the requirement, and we'll suggest them, okay, this website or this web application is going to be SEO ready. Okay, so having a good knowledge of SEO is not a bad thing. Okay, and yeah, definitely you should be familiar with development tools like some code editors, VS Code, okay, Sublime, Atom, anything like you should also know how to okay, work with the build tools like npm, webpack, gulp, anything like. Okay, and how to uh, like test your code, or see like usually the front end developers check their code in the Chrome dev tools. Okay, to resolve any CSS issues. So having a development tool knowledge is a must in this scenario. Okay, even some people know the FileZilla as well, like when they need to push the files onto the server just to test. Okay, and like WAMP and XAMPP servers also on Node.js. You should know how to run those servers and test your website locally as well. And moving on to a web performance optimization. So basically, yes, you should know the basic techniques like in optimizing the web performance, like image optimization, like lazy loading techniques, and minimizing how to minimize the HTTP request from the server. So these kind of requirements will come into these web performance. Like, okay, and once you get to know all these technical skill set requirements, whatever you see, okay, and you'll go and search for the job in the open market. There's always some unique skill sets and unique knowledge set like people come up with, and they'll get edge over. Okay, and they'll be given priority in the jobs as well. So these are the like bonus technical skills. If you know, and with these you start searching the job, there's more chances to get you hired. Okay, so like familiarity with any kind of a CMS, like WordPress, Drupal, Joomla, basically Webflow is also kind of a CMS. So it's also like once you get to know this, you can start working on your own project as well. Basic graphic designing skills is also like a good thing to know. You can like give attention to the details. You know how component should be, like taking out the component from the Figma itself, and like you are not going to highly be dependent on the graphic designer as well. Like even like in some startups, people look for a developer that can do some basic graphic designing on Figma, Photoshop, or Illustrator, like this kind of might be editing job as well. Like they can simply edit the file, or they can like export some PNG. They should know the how the designing software work. Okay, and it's also good to know the hosting and DNS management system, like how to host a website onto the server. Like if you know how cPanel works, okay, if you know DigitalOcean, like how this hosting will be managed from one person point of view. Okay, if you know have a basic knowledge of hosting, and you can edit the DNS files, and you can basically put records into the DNS file itself. Okay, you can map those alias and IP addresses. Okay, this will be a like good thing to know. And yes, absolutely understanding of agile methodologies, because I think it's a must because once you enter into the company and like you start with your job, might be possible you will be put onto some team, like some small agile team. You'll been working along with some other few developers, and there's some project manager. Okay, so basically knowing the details of scrums and how like the scrum master will control everything, how do you respond and do the status updates on those. Okay, so knowing understanding the agile methodologies is a good thing to know. Okay, and some basic knowledge of web security is also a good thing, like yeah, how SSL work, how web sockets work, and everything. So moving on to our soft skill, and a good developer is actually a developer who can combine these two skills. Okay, so you can say a successful web developer when combine this technical proficiency with this soft skill, so they definitely going to deliver a high quality web application. Okay, so company already knew this, and they will actually judge you in this part also. So uh, like in a team, if you have a good problem solving abilities, you have a good logical capabilities. Okay, so you can write efficient codes, you can solve your own problems. Okay, and you have a good communication skills. Companies actually look for these kind of skills. Okay, so in you can it's your ability to communicate, in a project, like there there comes a point, like if you're not able to showcase your code, if you cannot let anyone know, your project manager, okay, what is the problem in this code, like what I was writing, and like how to resolve these things. So it's of no use, like they'll that get confused, and the project is unnecessarily got delayed. Okay, might be possible if some project manager or your senior is not available at the moment, and you have to sit in the meeting, like with the client itself, and so you need to explain the whole code. Might be possible you need to explain the feature set of your application. Okay, so good communication skill is always required. Okay, so with good communication skills comes with a good documentation practices. Okay, so you need sometimes you also need to review the documents. You need to write some okay, technical documents. So at that point, communication skill going to help you a lot. Okay. Time management, yeah, yeah, definitely. It, you can say that like software industries are work on the edge, and there's always a deadline that you need to meet. Like there's might be possible, like when some application need to be going to the production and go to the live, like the stress rises, and once like you're not able to meet the deadline, so it will going to affect everyone, okay, in your team, the whole project. Okay, so collaboration and teamwork, yes, absolutely. Like you should have to be experienced in working with the team environment. Okay, you should have to understand the dynamics of the collaborative work environment. People thought, okay, I have learned these technologies, so I am enough. Okay, no, actually the thing is that once you have been given access to the version control system, you need to work on the feature set on your local system. Then you need to push that, someone will review your code. Okay, and they give the feedback, and yeah, you need sometimes you get stuck at some point, you need going to need the help of others as well. Okay, so you should be working in the collaboration and in the teamwork. Okay, and yes, attention to details is actually, I think, more necessary to the people who are going into the front end development field. Okay, um, for an example, you will given a design file, a Figma file. You need to convert that design into the coding part. Okay, HTML, CSS, or maybe in the React, you need to create some components. So if the design will not going to match with the end code, yeah, and okay, interface, so your senior is going to ask you why everything is not looking the same. Okay, So, and this happens actually a lot. It's not a bad thing actually. Once you start writing the code, might be possible that some padding issues there, some margin issues there. Okay, so giving attention to the details, like you will capturing all the values right from the design itself, is a good thing. So, and actually it will separate you from like the others as well. Okay, so yes, absolutely, adaptability and willingness to learn. So I always say and keep saying that, like if you're not keen to learn anything, so you cannot survive in this industry. Okay? So because like new technologies come every year, like new things. It's not mandatory to learn everything, but at least like if you keep watching what's going on, like in my own industry, so you will get ahead of everyone. And it's a good thing, like you're always adaptable. Some people are still working on the legacy codes, like they won't be able to adapt. So like if like company moves on to the new technology side, their jobs has been gone. Okay, so if you are adaptable, like you are open to learning new technologies and new methods, in this web development landscape, you will going to evolve. Okay, and this is the whole idea actually of this field. And yes, creativity and innovation. So ability to think creatively, okay, to come up with some innovation solution, um, to improve the user experience. That's a boon. That's a plus point actually. You this thing actually can take you ahead. Okay, in a meeting you are sitting with some people, and like if you can give ideas, you can give suggestions. So this independently, this skill actually can take you ahead from other every other person in your company. Okay, you have to be patient and persistent. Okay, so when you're working with the codes, okay, when you're working with design, you should have to be patient. Sometimes things won't work actually in the way you want. Okay? So you might be stuck at some code, you might be like won't be able to debug anything. Okay, so if you're persistent to solve the challenge, okay, the problem in hand, uh, that is actually work in your favor. uh, See, and last, like I think yeah, this is not a soft skill, this has been copy pasted. Okay, uh, so these are the 8 soft skill actually, so that has been required, like for entry level developers. Okay, so what is the job satisfaction? Who's been like what inclination you will get, like once you want to get into this field? Okay, so there is a lot more freedom in this field. Like they have some flexible work environments. Okay, so traditionally, like people like to work, maybe if you are just getting into this field, some entry level point might be possible, you need to sit like 9 to 5 job. But as you gain experience, you'll get more benefits from your company. Okay, so basically you might get the remote work opportunities, might be from some over offshore client. Okay, uh, you can work like from basically from anywhere in the world, like and this actually maintains the work life balance. Okay, so most of the people have to commute every day, and they basically envy web developers, like why they are sitting in their home and working and on these projects. So yeah, this basically a part of our life. So you can work remotely from anywhere in the world, and this basically create the work life balance in this field. Okay, you can do freelancing, you can do the contract work. If you're not interested in working with any kind of a company, you can always pick up the gigs from these websites like Upwork, Freelance. Okay, so web developers can do that. uh, they have the option to choose projects, but yeah, I will suggest that once you go to certain, you pass a certain threshold in your life with some experience, then I would suggest like go on with the freelancing and contract. Okay, just save the money from your job first. Like then move on to these kind of things. These might be risky, okay, but yes, absolutely, you can go on with the freelancing, okay. You can work part time, and you can work in flexible hours as well, okay. You can say the client, okay, I'll work for 8 hours, then I'll take the vacation next day, I take the leave, and then I'll work just double the amount, okay. You just need to the give the end result basically, okay. You can also choose to work in co-working spaces. You can you can have the digital nomad lifestyle basically. If anyone has been interested to like travel the world and experience new cultures, they can just pick up their laptop and they can just simply go on with that, okay. And for other people, yes, there's some creative job satisfaction also involved, okay. For me personally, like I I had a keen interest, like while doing my graduation, I was also like as a hobbyist, I was working on Photoshop and like on any other tool. Like I came to know the Illustrator date in my life, but yes, it was all started as a hobby. Like once I learned the HTML and CSS, so and I was also doing the Photoshop, so basically designing the interfaces. So it's my own individual interest that I want to code this design. Like so it will give me some creative job satisfaction as well. Okay, so you can create a good user, yeah, visually appealing user interfaces for, okay. You can take the ownership, like for open source projects you can contribute, okay. If you're interested in problem solving, you can collaborate with global community, like you can make friends across the globe, in Australia, US, anywhere, like if you want to, okay, with your skill set. And absolutely some web developers are also making difference, like they by working on non-profit website, educational web platforms, and healthcare applications, okay. So next, yes, so I'm just making this quick and short version. We already know, like there are some real success stories from India as well. So I was like in my college, I read a book like Founders on Work. So I've read about the Elon Musk, like how and when he started Paytm at that time. So it's really, I'm really proud to see, like we are now at that point, like we have unique and unicorns in our own country. Okay, and Flipkart, Zomato, Ola Cabs, Nestaway, Byju's. These are some of them. So basically, Flipkart like started by Sachin Bansal and Vinny Bansal. Okay, they were former Amazon employees, and they've started the Flipkart in 2007. So and the turning point that came into the life, um, that came actually when they acquired the Myntra in 2014. Okay, that actually solidified their position in the e-commerce market. Okay, and now they are being acquired by the Walmart in 2018. So yes, it's been a heck of a journey for those guys. And again for Zomato, like Deepinder Goyal and Pankaj Chadda, they've started the Zomato, uh, that has been originally known as Foodie, I think, in 2008. And it was initially a restaurant directory, okay, a menu aggregator. Then they have moved on to, they got some funds from investors. They then basically they have expanded into the hyper local delivery systems, and then they move on to the international markets, okay. So basically the turning point came into their life when they basically acquired Urban Spoons in the US, which helped them gain a global presence, okay. So and now currently they went public in 2021, okay, with their stocks. And the Ola Cabs, yes, the Bhavish Agrawal and Ankit Bhati actually founded Ola Cabs in 2010, okay. And they are very aggressive in their growth strategy, okay. They expand across the city, like they even diversified the auto rickshaw, electric vehicles, even like into the food deliveries as well, like with Ola Foods. So basically their turning point came when they got the funding from SoftBank and Tiger Global, okay, fueling their growth. So now their current status is that they are the largest ride hailing company in India, okay, competing with Uber like companies. They come from like globally, they are competing, okay. So basically we are seeing that these kind of unicorns are actually been originating from our own country. So yes, absolutely, they are not going to be any like lack of jobs in this field. Okay? So previously we've been looking offshore for the work, the companies, the service industry. These are all the product industries. Okay, we're talking about. Okay, so yes, the slide we are been waiting for. What is the impact of AI in web development? Okay, so no doubt AI is basically transforming the whole web development. Not just the web development, like every other industry in the market right now. So moving on to with our slide, how it is impacting the web development jobs basically. So we can say that AI is not just transforming the web development itself, but actually is also reshaping the roles of and responsibilities of web developers. Okay, in the coming years. So you need to be stay informed. You need to embrace the changes. ये नहीं कहना है कि okay AI आ गया तो job नहीं मिलेगी. ठीक है? You need to embrace the change. Okay, and you need to actually focus on the right skill set. Okay, um, web developers can actually navigate the whole AI driven future of our web development. Okay, so these are the point I'm going to discuss here. First is the code generation and automation. So basically AI का use जो है moreover in this code generation. So okay, तो आपको लगेगा like if AI can do the code, so what is the need for us? Okay, so ये भी मैं discuss करूँगा in the next slide. So code generation basically is how people are using these code generation. So they actually generating the code snippets. They are not completely generating the whole application. It's not that easy. It's not a magic like uh, you'll just ask the AI to build the next Facebook or Flipkart. So basically, what they do, what in current scenario developers are doing when they stuck somewhere, they take the help of these code generation tools like you can say Microsoft का Copilot है और भी other technologies है. This ChatGPT can do and write the very good code, but yes, that's the only thing they have been using for. Okay, they are also using it for testing and debugging. Okay, so mostly automation is been done to um, ठीक है ऑटोमेट देयर म्यूडेन टास्क डे टू डे के जो भी टास्क होते हैं ना डे डे टू डे के रिपीटेटिव टास्क है दे आर बीन ऑटोमेटेड विद दिस विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस एआई ओके जैसे कि स्टेटस अपडेट डालना कोड को चेक करना लाइक किसी ने कोड कोड को अपलोड करा है इन गिटहब या हमारी वर्जन कंट्रोल सिस्टम में ओके कोड कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ना हो रहे हो उसको जाके सम प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर विल रिव्यू दीज कोड्स वन बाय वन तो उससे बेटर है कि दे लास्ट द एआई ओके कोई कॉन्फ्लिक्ट तो नहीं आ रहा कोड में ओके तो ये म्यूडेन जो टास्क होते हैं ना डेली के दैट इज बीन कंट्रोल्ड बाय द एआई राइट नाउ ओके सेकंड वन इज emphasis on the user experience. Right. So basically, AI can handle the technicalities like of this user experience part. Okay. So basically, how the user will going to behave. There's a A/B testing involved in the website. So basically, India में बहुत कम लोग करते हैं. Big companies will do. तो दो interfaces develop करे जाते हैं. They'll test the whole user behavior onto that. Okay. बाकी designing intuitive interface, yes, AIs can suggest you with some good typography. Okay, if you heard of a Relume, like instantly, कोई भी idea है आपके पास, you'll just go to the relume.ai and you'll ask for the sitemap and they'll come up with some hierarchical chart of that. Okay, so then moving on, you will just start working on each page. So that kind of a task I think I've taken a lot of amount of time like even in my experience sitemap generate karna किसी के लिए like for getting the hierarchically done everything like सब about page में क्या आएगा and company page में क्या आएगा all this kind of stuff वो एकदम quickly हो जाता है. So basically yes, AI can handle these user experience technicalities from their like own perspective and you can it's actually freeing you to work upon some higher level functions. Okay, so now yes, improve project management capabilities. So again, AI can optimize the whole project management by helping with documentation, okay, predicting the project timeline. So project managers found it very difficult to project the timeline, like when the project will going to be been over. Like it's kind of a forecasting thing, okay, for predicting the whole complete project timeline. So that has been taken care by the AI now. Baki, yes, absolutely resource location, and they can also find the potential bottlenecks in the project, like before starting up. So these will be handled by the AI now. And debugging and testing. So yes, अब the thing is that के let me just go back to this one जो मैंने आपको एक प्रोफाइल बताई थी ना, QA टेस्टर. दिस आई थिंक विल गोइंग टू बी एब्सोल्यूट आने वाले टाइम में. क्योंकि टेस्टिंग इज समथिंग लाइक हैव टेकन अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम बिफोर गोइंग. एनी एप्लीकेशन विल गो इनटू द प्रोडक्शन फेज. उससे पहले टेस्टिंग इज हैव टेकन अ लॉट ऑफ लाइक रिमूविंग द बग्स, okay, fixing the error, and so writing the test codes, that has been going to take up by the AI itself. Okay, so and yes, AI will manage this complex situation like dynamic content and user interaction, how they are behaving. Okay, writing the test codes and everything else. They can also help detect how to find bugs. Okay, and provide insight. So majority जो एप्लीकेशंस फेल होती हैं जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ दिस के टेस्टिंग एंड डीबगिंग नहीं हुई है. तो majority part will going to be taken by these AI tools. Okay. Next one is, and the last one is predictive and proactive maintenance. Okay. So यहाँ पे AI का बहुत ही major role है. AI can basically predict the potential issues and threats before they occur. So allowing developers to address them proactively. Okay. And reduce the downtime. So supposedly that AI is monitoring on a server. Okay, so they know these instances are going to be failed. Okay, there are multiple instances been running on a server for any kind of application. Okay, supposedly let's take an example of a Netflix. Netflix के 1 लाख चल रहे होंगे, ठीक है, 10,000 इंस्टांसेस रन कर रहा है सपोजिटली एक रीजन में, एक क्लाउड पे. ओके, एंड ह्यूमनली इट्स वेरी कम्बरसम एंड डिफिकल्ट और माइट बी नॉट पॉसिबल दैट कि आप एक टाइम पे 10,000 इंस्टांसेस को मैनेज कर सको. ओके, दैट्स व्हाई क्यूबरनेटीज एंड अदर स्टफ exist. Okay, so वहाँ पे ऑटोमेशन लग जाता है. बट AI will can predict, okay, that this server have a history of failing up. तो might be possible वहाँ पे कोई technical faults बहुत ज़्यादा आते हैं, heat up का issue होता है, तो people network engineers can go and look up those. Okay, so by knowing before in hand these potential threat, उससे businesses को loss कम होगा. Okay, and ये issue आने के बाद resolve होने में ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम आती है. अगर ये पहले रिजॉल्व हो जाएंगे तो दैट एब्सोल्युटली a प्लस प्लस साइन. ओके, सो अब बात करते हैं कि व्हाट चैलेंजेस यू विल फेस. ओके, इन ऑप्टिंग इन एआई. So basically, I found that there will be going to be 5 challenges if you are starting your career in web development. So there, you sooner or later you're going to face these. Okay, पहली चीज आएगी keeping up with the rapid advancement. Okay, आप obviously you're learning up क्योंकि you are trying to enter into the web development field, and you are learning the core technologies as well, and you're seeing that uh, it might be possible you will get anxious at some times. ठीक है, you feel negative, but don't be. ठीक है, we all have gone through this phase. ठीक है, in learning phase is the only phase in your life that you need to be focused upon. अगर वो अच्छे से आपने कर लिया तो आगे आपको दिक्कत नहीं आने वाली है. ठीक है, और ऑब्वियसली अगर आप इस तरीके से देखोगे पॉजिटिवली वे में, तो यू हैव द एआई विद यू. ओके, हमारे पास तो एआई भी नहीं थी. ओके, तो दिस कैन बी daunting but it is essential for your long term career growth. Next is adaptation to new workflows. So basically the thing is that now what is happening, the developers who are entering into this field, or the present developers, they have to like go on with their own new workflows. Okay, they have to incorporate the AI into their day-to-day activities. So, and it also might require by the freshers to adapt to these new tools and the processes they are coming up. Okay, so Third one is job market competition. Okay, so obviously you have the AI in hand, other one has the AI in hand. Okay, so it will going to be competitive. Uh, but the thing is that whoever is been taking up with the AI first, ठीक है, will going to rule. So अगर आप अच्छे से यूज करना जानेंगे, तो बेसिकली these are tools. Okay, nothing to be afraid of. So once you get handy, तो आप मार्केट में आगे रहोगे. ठीक है. And and freshers also need to be differentiate themselves with unique skill set, creativity, and their ability to leverage AI effectively. Okay. um, Other one is over reliance on AI tools. Absolutely, I can think of that. If you are a fresher, so it might be risky for you to become too dependent on the AI tools. Okay, so हेल्प लेनी है कोड जनरेशन में, हेल्प लेनी है चीज़ों को फाइंड करने में, आंसर्स फाइंड करने में, बट वोंट बी टू डिपेंडेंट ऑन दोस. ओके, इट्स नॉट लाइक के एवरी अदर शॉर्ट कोड या स्निपेट्स आप उसे एआई से राइट करवाओगे तो इंटरव्यू में फेल हो जाओगे. ऑब्वियसली व्हेन यू सिट इन द इंटरव्यू, वहाँ एआई नहीं होगा, तो वहाँ सिर्फ आप होगे और आपकी नॉलेज होगी. ओके, सो और अगर आप इफ़ यू आर निगलेक्टिंग द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द कोर कोडिंग स्किल्स, ओके, आपकी फाउंडेशनल स्किल्स वीक हैं, ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्वर एबिलिटीज़ आपकी कहीं ना कहीं पे लैग करेंगी, तो आपको बहुत दिक्कत आएगी. ठीक है, तो फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट आपको अपने फंडामेंटल्स स्ट्रॉन्ग करने हैं. ठीक है, जब इस आप फील्ड में आओगे, व्हेन यू कम इनटू व्हेन यू एंटर इनटू दिस वेब डेवलपमेंट फील्ड, यू नीड टू वर्क अपॉन योर फाउंडेशनल स्किल्स. ओके, उसके बाद एंड मूव ऑन टू. तो सो आई वुड सजेस्ट कि जो भी फ्रेशर है अभी, जस्ट स्टे अवे फ्रॉम दीज काइंड ऑफ टूल. आपको एआई टूल्स की हेल्प तब लेनी है जब एक्चुअली में आपको कोई मनी पे कर रहा होगा वहाँ पे. ठीक है, वहाँ पे आपका मनी स्टेक पे है, आपका जॉब स्टेक पे है. ठीक है, देन वहाँ पे पॉइंट बनता है कि आप, ठीक है, उसको सेव करने के लिए या सपोजिटली टाइम बचाने के लिए अपने अपनी कंपनी का, आप वहाँ पे यूज़ करो उसको एंड फोकस मोर ऑन टू दिस. ठीक है, फाउंडेशनल स्किल्स फर्स्ट. एंड लास्ट वन इज द एआई एथिक्स. ठीक है, आपको समझना होगा कि एआई के एथिक्स क्या है. ठीक है, सो बेसिकली एआई विल आउटपुट एनीथिंग. आप जो भी बोलोगे उसे इट विल गोइंग टू आउटपुट एनी रिगार्डलेस ऑफ द सेंसिटिव नेचर ऑफ इट, यू नो. ठीक है, कॉपी इज पेस्टिंग आपको नहीं करनी है. यू नीड टू फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंड द होल लॉजिक, होल कॉन्टेक्स्ट. ठीक है, एआई चाहे वो आप उससे कोई ठीक है, डॉक्यूमेंटेशन आप ले रहे हो, आप उससे कोई कोड ले रहे हो, बेसिकली कहीं कोई कॉपीराइट का इशू तो नहीं है. ओके, तो फ्रेशर एज अ फ्रेशर आपको अवेयर होना चाहिए कि एआई के एथिकल इम्प्लीकेशन कहाँ कहाँ है. ठीक है, कुछ कंपनीज अलाउ ही नहीं करती हैं डेवलपमेंट में. ठीक है, कहीं पे डाटा प्राइवेसी ब्रीच हो जाता है. ठीक है, कोई ऐसा कोड चला गया जो कि सपोजिटली किसी की डाटा प्राइवेसी को ब्रीच कर दिया, कहीं पे सिक्योरिटी कंसर्न्स किसी एप्लीकेशन में ब्रेक हो रहे हैं. ठीक है, तो ये नॉलेज लेना आपको बहुत रिस्पॉन्सिबल है. ठीक है, जब आप एआई को अपने डे टू डे रूटीन में जब आप लाओगे. ओके, सो ये challenges जो हैं, up to 5 challenges you're going to face when you start with the AI in your routine. Okay, along with the web development journey. Okay, so the big question is why AI will not replace you. ठीक है, so I'll come up with some 12 points जो I'll going to discuss with you guys one by one. पहला है, फर्स्ट एंड द फॉरमोस्ट इज द क्लाइंट कम्युनिकेशन. ओके, सो हम यहाँ पे देखेंगे कि एआई की इनकैपेबिलिटीज क्या है. ठीक है, तो एआई की कैपेबिलिटीज तो बहुत है, सबने बता दी. ओके, डेविन आ रहा है. ठीक है, बहुत से चीज़ें आ रही हैं, आपका एलएलएमएस बहुत इन मल्टीपल 8 बिलियन पैरामीटर्स पे ट्रेन हुए हैं आपके. तो उनकी इट्स नॉट लाइक कि उनकी इनकैपेबिलिटीज नहीं है. ओके, और लाइक क्लाइंट कम्युनिकेशन. ओके, सो जब भी बिजनेस की कोई डील होती है ना, एज अ बिजनेस ओनर जब आप देखते हो उसको, ठीक है, बाय सीइंग फ्रॉम अ पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ अ business owner or a stakeholder, and you will going to be the part of that as well. ठीक है, once in a while you have to sit with the client. Might be possible you need to like interpret the whole client requirements. Okay, might be possible you need to translate the whole technical specification to the client, or might be to his project manager. Okay, इससे होगा क्या ना, यू विल मैनेज सम क्लाइंट रिलेशनशिप. ओके, जो कि बिजनेस के लिए बहुत क्रूशल है. एंड एज अ डेवलपर, ये जो इंटरपर्सनल स्किल आप डेवलप करते हो, ये एआई के पास नहीं है. ओके, क्लियरली सेइंग दैट. सो इट्स अ ह्यूमन इमोशन. बेसिकली बिजनेस आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन द ह्यूमन इमोशन एंड ह्यूमन बिहेवियर. ठीक है, वो एआई नहीं कर सकता. वो वेगली कुछ भी दे सकता है, वो प्योरली बहुत ही एक फॉर्मल लैंग्वेज में दे सकता है आपको, बट उसको इंटरप्रेट आप ही को करना है, उसको बताना आप ही को है, फेस टू फेस आप ही को बात करनी है क्लाइंट से, ठीक है। तो ये एक बहुत डोमिनेट सिचुएशन है। डेवलपर्स सिट करते हैं क्लाइंट्स के साथ, ठीक है, टीम सेट करती है, प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर होता है, स्टेक होल्डर होते हैं, तो एआई इज लैकिंग देयर। नेक्स्ट इज द क्रिएटिव प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग, ठीक है। तो डिजाइनिंग अ कॉम्प्लेक्स सिस्टम एंड इट्स आर्किटेक्चर्स, ओके, उस ensuring its scalability, okay, or integrating some diverse technologies, it requires some creative problem solving skills, okay। अब इसको एआई रेप्लिकेट नहीं कर सकता है, क्योंकि frankly speaking developing an web application it's not a one man task, ठीक है। और इसमें बहुत टीम लगती है, काफ़ी लोग लगते हैं, ठीक है। देयर इज अ होल डेवलपमेंट लाइफ साइकिल इन्वॉल्व, आपने पढ़ा भी होगा जो लोग बीटेक या सीएस के बैकग्राउंड से आ रहे होंगे। और हर एक लेवल पे एक अलग रोल सेट है, किसी का बिजनेस एनालिस्ट का रोल है, ही वर्क अपॉन द डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, बजटिंग एंड एवरीथिंग, ठीक है, टेक्निकल रिक्वायरमेंट सेट देना। किसी का फ्रंट एंड डेवलपमेंट का टास्क है, समवन इज वर्किंग ऑन द बिजनेस लॉजिक पार्ट, ओके, समवन इज एक्चुअली लुक ओवरिंग ऑल द, ठीक है, फेसेस राइट फ्रॉम द प्लानिंग, किसी का डिजाइनिंग है, ठीक है। सो इट्स नॉट अ वन मैन टास्क। तो क्रिएटिव प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग तभी आती है ऑन द स्पॉट, जब आप प्रीवियसली इन सब सिचुएशन से निकल चुके होंगे, ठीक है। तो ये एआई नहीं कर सकता। एआई आपको ऑन द स्पॉट, एट द स्पॉट, ऑन द टाइम बिन गिवन एक प्रॉब्लम का सॉल्यूशन दे सकता है, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट वन इज आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स सॉल्यूशन। ऑब्वियसली जब आप कोई इनोवेटिव सॉल्यूशन पे काम कर रहे हो तो, ठीक है, पर्टिकुलरली दोज दैट रिक्वायर आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स थिंकिंग एंड अडेप्टेबिलिटी टू चेंजिंग द रिक्वायरमेंट्स, ठीक है। अब फॉर एन एग्जांपल बहुत इरिटेटिंग होता है जब क्लाइंट आता है इन द जस्ट मिड ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट, ही सेज कि आई डोंट वांट दिस फीचर, ओके, रिमूव दिस एंड ऐड समथिंग एल्स, ठीक है। एंड उसमें बहुत सारी चीजें इन्वॉल्व हो जाती है, ठीक है। अच्छी बात यह है कि वी आर वर्किंग ऑन एजाइल मेथोलॉजीज, तो ये थोड़ा सा कम हो गया है। तो एक बेसिकली फंक्शनल टीम ही सेट होती है, दैट इज लुक आफ्टर फॉर ऑल द फीचर्स। तो उस टाइम पे यू नीड द आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स थिंकिंग। माइट बी पॉसिबल कि वो फीचर को आप इम्प्रूव कर सकते हो, माइट बी पॉसिबल यू सजेस्ट सम अदर सॉल्यूशन, ठीक है। तो that comes with the like grasps on the high level design, okay, बिजनेस लॉजिक्स या एवर चेंजिंग बिजनेस रिक्वायरमेंट्स जो आपके प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर और स्टेक होल्ड करते रहते हैं, ठीक है। वो एआई नहीं कर सकता, ठीक है। आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स सॉल्यूशन या आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स थिंकिंग इट्स डिफिकल्ट फॉर द एआई टू अचीव राइट नाउ, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट इज एआई हेलुसिनेशन। ऑब्वियसली ये थोड़ा कम हो रहा है, बट एआई हेलुसिनेशन इज स्टिल अ बिग प्रॉब्लम, ठीक है। इट मे कॉज सिक्योरिटी इश्यूज इन प्रोजेक्ट, ओके। बहुत सारी कंपनीज हैं, दे एक्चुअली वोंट रिलाई ऑन द एआई रिटन कोड्स, नॉट राइट नाउ, दे एक्चुअली डोंट ट्रस्ट द एआई, ठीक है। बिकॉज any code that has been going to the production site, they need to they that need to be tested beforehand, ठीक है। सो और कंपनीज एक्चुअली इसलिए ट्रस्ट नहीं करती क्योंकि अभी भी एक जो ह्यूमन फैक्टर है वो बहुत डोमिनेट है, ठीक है, इस इंडस्ट्री में। तो और एआई हेलुसिनेशन तो आप जानते ही होंगे, क्योंकि कभी बहुत वेग रिप्लाई देता है एआई, ओके। समटाइम्स एआई का रिप्लाई जो है कभी मैच नहीं करता, स्पेशली इन कोडिंग में। जब आप पूरा कॉन्टेक्स्ट पूछोगे एआई से, तो इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर द एआई टू ओके गिव ऑन ऑन पॉइंट ऑफ द होल कॉन्टेक्स्ट, ठीक है। इस पे मैं भी नेक्स्ट पॉइंट में आऊँगा आपके पास। सो ये भी अभी एक बिग प्रॉब्लम है एआई का, एआई हेलुसिनेट करता है, ठीक है। अभी नाउ कम्स द इंट्यूटिव यूजर एक्सपीरियंस। अब बात करते हैं कि जब when we need to create an engaging using user experience, ठीक है, so that involves actually the deep understanding of the human emotions and its behavior, which AI can assist but actually cannot fully replicate or fully comprehend in this part, okay। So इंटरफेस में क्या और कैसे दिखना है, हाउ पीपल आर गोइंग टू बिहेव, कौन से कलर्स आपको अच्छे लग रहे हैं, कौन से नहीं लग रहे हैं, कौन से मैच कर रहे हैं, ये सब एक ह्यूमन ज़्यादा बेटर तरीके से जानता है, बेटर ऑफ एआई, ठीक है। तो कौन सी टाइपोग्राफी है आपकी, कौन सा कलर स्कीम है, कौन सा लेआउट है, सो एआई विल गोइंग टू लैक ऑन दिस पार्ट, ओके। नेक्स्ट इज सिंगल फाइल इज नॉट द होल कॉन्टेक्स्ट। ऑब्वियसली अगर आपने को पायलट यूज़ किया होगा माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का, ठीक है, या कोई और आपने एप्लीकेशन यूज़ करी होगी अभी तक, sorry not onto this one, So the single file is not the whole context. So basically I can read like I've used the Copilot in some project, or I'm just testing out like how it's been working upon. So AI को idea ही नहीं था like what the whole project is doing. Obviously जब कोड भी डिज़ाइन होता है like the application how it has been designed, आपकी फ्रंट एंड से बैक एंड की एपीआई कॉल्स लगती हैं उसमें। फ्रंट एंड का पूरा डिज़ाइन अलग होता है, के बैक एंड का अलग होता है। उन दोनों को मर्ज करते हैं तो उसके अलावा हमारे पास और काम होते हैं एज अ डेवऑप इंजीनियर। स्केलेबिलिटी इशूज है, ठीक है। तो ये जो एक बिग पिक्चर है ना, एआई कैन नॉट सी दिस। ओके, एआई ओनली नो द फाइल यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट। इवन आप ट्राई करके देखना, देर इज अ ओपन सोर्स प्रोजेक्ट कोड कंपेनियन एक है, ठीक है। उसमें बेसिकली वो उसको थोड़ा आइडिया है, आप अगर यू कैन एक्चुअली कॉल दैट होल डायरेक्टरी ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट इनसाइड दैट वन। वो आपके डेस्कटॉप पे इंस्टॉल हो जाता है एंड वहाँ पे आप यू कैन यूज एनी काइंड ऑफ एपीआई। वो स्टिल आई हैव गिवन सम, ठीक है, requirement from my end to this AI. I have asked him to write some WordPress plugin. Okay, तो it failed actually. So the thing is that के एक सिंगल फाइल पे, एक सिंगल प्रोजेक्ट की फाइल पे AI can definitely guide you. It can summarize the code. But when we talk about the whole project, the whole context, the whole directory system, ठीक है, how the API has been, how the data has been modeled, how the API has been calling up from the backend, how the queries is been made, okay, from front end to back end, या front end में भी बहुत सारा स्टफ होता है लाइक हाउ इंटरफेस इज बीन डिजाइन, व्हाई समवन इज लाइक सपोजिटली किसने कोई टेक्स्ट चेंज कर दिया, ओके, ठीक है, कहीं टाइपोग्राफी चेंज कर दी, तो एआई विल नॉट गोइंग टू गेट दिस आइडिया, ठीक है। स्टिल इट फेल्ड। तो next one is replication is not easy. We think that के replicating an existing application, ठीक है, with AI is easy. तो जब AI launch होता, people will start thinking, okay, now the AI has been come, okay, we are going to create a new Facebook, we are going to create a new search engine. हो रहा है, नहीं हो रहा है ना, because replicating a full application like उसके पीछे बहुत सारे कोर लॉजिक्स है, ठीक है। एप्लीकेशन एक डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड सिस्टम है, ठीक है, एक डीकपल्ड ऐप भी हो सकती है, माइट बी बेस्ड ऑन माइक्रो सर्विसेज आर्किटेक्चर एज वेल, ठीक है। एआई के लिए ये डिपिक्ट करना बहुत मुश्किल है, ठीक है। इवन फॉर अस लाइक वी कैन गेट अ ग्लिम्स इनटू लाइक फ्रॉम द फ्रंट एंड के सीएसएस एचटीएमएल का कोड कैसे लिखा है, बट यू कैन नॉट गोइंग टू गेस लाइक बैकएंड में क्या लगा हुआ है, ठीक है, कौन सा लॉजिक लगा है, कौन सा आर्किटेक्चर लगा हुआ है, क्या पैटर्न वो लोग यूज कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, हाउ दैट इज बीन स्केल अप, डॉकर से कर रहे हैं, क्यूबरनेटिस क्या लगा रखा है उन्होंने। तो एआई के लिए भी बहुत मुश्किल है किसी भी चीज को रेप्लिकेट करना, इट्स नॉट इजी येट नाउ, ओके। So basically आप you should be afraid of the AI when the day come that it can actually read the whole repo, आपको पूरा repo वो read कर लेगी, okay, it can understand the directory structure, it will going to know the design pattern, basically पूरा वर्जन कंट्रोल सिस्टम में it can go and multiple agents like AI agents can work upon it simultaneously, okay, ठीक है, एक agent वन एक agent टू है, they are keep coding और उन्होंने conflict दूर कर दिया, they can handle the decoupled apps, okay, on the go they can add the new features, ठीक है, और they can change the front UI, okay, या फिर किसी भी ऐप को they can reverse engineer, okay, ये सब हो रहा है, नहीं हो रहा है, okay, so basically they don't know the बेसिक आइडिया ऑफ द सॉफ्टवेयर डिजाइन सिस्टम, ओके, एसडीएलसी का भी उन्हें नहीं पता। सो दैट्स व्हाई एप्लीकेशन जब तक इजी नहीं होगा एआई के लिए, तब तक एआई का यूज ज़्यादा नहीं है, ओके। नो डाउट एज असिस्टेंट, एज अ गाइड, एज अ मेंटर के लिए अच्छा है, ठीक है। तो दैट वे प्रीवियसली उसके लिए हमारे पास स्टॉक ओवरफ्लो था और स्टैक ओवरफ्लो था, ठीक है, गूगल था, बट अब थोड़ा सा एडवांस हो गया है तो रेडिली भी अवेलेबल है सारी चीज़ हमारे लिए, ठीक। इट इज़ स्टिल कॉस्टली। सो अगर देखा जाए तो नॉट एवरी कंपनी कैन इम्प्लीमेंट एआई, ठीक है। बहुत सारी लिमिटेशन है, लाइक ऑन द पेड वर्जन, ऑन द पेड सब्सक्रिप्शन टेक्स्ट कैरेक्टर की लिमिट आ जाती है, इमेज और वीडियो प्रोसेसिंग की लिमिट आ जाती है, एपीआई कॉल्स की आ जाती है। आपको लगता है कि कंपनी ऑलरेडी दैट इज बिन इन्वेस्टिंग अ लॉट इन द सैलरीज ऑफ डेवलपर्स और वो, ठीक है, और बेसिकली व्हाई दे आर गोइंग टू इन्वेस्ट इनटू दिस जब उनको मतलब ही नहीं है, ओके। सो देयर एंड गोल इज टू गेट द वर्क डन बस, है, तो उनके लिए स्टिल अभी क्या है, दैट इज एन एडिशनल कॉस्ट दैट इज इनकर्ड मंथली बेसिस पे। अगर एक को देंगे कोपायलट का सब्सक्रिप्शन या किसी को चैट जीपीटी का सब्सक्रिप्शन, अगर कंपनी में 100 लोग हैं तो यू कैन गेट द आइडिया, राइट? सो दे आर स्टिल नॉट यूजिंग, कोई ज़्यादा कंपनीज इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं कर रही हैं, ओके, ठीक है। बड़ी बड़ी एमएनसीज हैं, दे हैव द बजट के दे विल गिव यू द एआई टू प्ले लाइक अराउंड, बट आई डोंट थिंक सो कि स्टार्टअप्स और या स्मॉल कंपनीज विल गोइंग टू। एंड अदर थिंग वही वी हैव डिस्कस के सिक्योरिटी इश्यूज और ये सब चीज़ें हैं ही इवॉल्व अभी, दे द कंपनीज न्यू ऑलरेडी, ओके। ऑन टू दिस पार्ट, ethical and contextual judgments, okay. So basically AI cannot take ethical decisions regarding user data privacy, security and AI usage involves like context specific judgments that require human oversight। जहाँ पे भी human की need है कोई documentation में, जहाँ उनका approval चाहिए, वहाँ AI judgment नहीं ले सकती है, ठीक है। सो दैट इज अनदर फैक्टर कि एआई को इम्प्लीमेंट अभी नहीं कर रहे हैं। कल्चरल सेंसिटिविटी भी एक मेजर फॉल्ट है। एक वेबसाइट का ट्रांसलेशन अलग तरीके से होता है एक कंट्री में, एक का अलग तरीके से होता है, वहाँ के यूज़र बेस अलग टाइप के होते हैं, वहाँ के यूज़र होते हैं, कॉस्टिंग अलग आती है, टारगेट का तरीका अलग होता है, लाइक इन द मार्केटिंग। सो कल्चरल सेंसिटिविटी भी मैटर करती है। बेसिकली एआई इज इग्नोर the whole concept of cultural sensitivity. So designing a website that cater to diverse culture, its context and the sensitivities requires, ठीक है, a nuance understanding of the AI which AI currently lacks। तो एक ये एक मेजर इशू है, ठीक है, जो एआई अभी अचीव नहीं कर पा रहा है या हम करने नहीं देंगे, ओके। अभी वी डोंट वांट सम एआई टू, ठीक है, जज ऑन द पॉलिटिकल मैटर या कोई कल्चरल सेंसिटिविटी है, ठीक है, कोई कोई चीज़ डेवलप या कोई आउटपुट निकले उससे, ठीक है। अभी एक केस भी हुआ था, फिर सीन जैसी जेमिनी आया था, तो उसमें आउटपुट जो आ रहा था, सारा जो भी वो पूछ रहे थे, पोप की एक फोटो मांगी गई थी, इट आउटपुट, ठीक है, द फोटो ऑफ सम ब्लैक पीपल, ओके। तो वहाँ पे भी एक इशू जनरेट हुआ था कि व्हाई एक्चुअली एआई हैज बीन आउटपुटिंग दिस, तो वहाँ कल्चरल सेंसिटिविटी आ गई थी, दैट्स व्हाई दे हैव टू बैन एवरीथिंग। वहाँ पे उन्होंने फिर कंट्रोल करा इस चीज़ पे, ठीक है। द टारगेट ऑडियंस, द target audience, okay। So okay, so basically you know, आप जो सोच रहे हो ना कि एआई किसके लिए है, द टारगेट ऑडियंस आर डिफरेंट। वी आर थिंकिंग फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ बिजनेसेस। एआई आ गया है तो कोई भी घर में बैठा अब एप्लीकेशन बना लेगा, नो नो, एक्चुअली द थिंग इज दैट एआई आपके लिए आया है, ठीक है। एआई के एजेंट्स, एआई कोड असिस्टेंट, ये बेसिकली बिजनेस ओनर्स या स्टेक होल्डर्स या प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर्स के लिए नहीं है, बेसिकली जो नॉन टेक्निकल है। नॉन टेक्निकल स्टफ करेंगे, टेक्निकल स्टफ करेंगे, ठीक है। आप कैन यू टेल मी एनीवन लाइक कि कोई बिजनेस ओनर अपना बिजनेस छोड़ के उसको रातों रात एक आइडिया आया एंड दे हैव स्टार्टेड क्रिएटिंग, स्टिल वो उसको ग्रेस्प नहीं है, ठीक है। तो बेसिक लॉजिकल अंडरस्टैंडिंग है कोड का, जो कि फाउंडेशनल स्किल है, ठीक है। प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग, लॉजिक एबिलिटीज, ये मैंडेटरी है। आप कोड को रीराइट करोगे या रीरीड करोगे या अपडेट करोगे एट एनी गिवन मोमेंट ऑफ टाइम, ठीक है। आप स्टार्ट कर रहे हो इस फील्ड में या आप एक एक्सपीरियंस लेवल पे हो, यू स्टिल नीड टू लुक इनटू द कोड्स, ठीक है। सो any company that has been marketing the whole co-pilot stuff या automation stuff, AI से कोड राइट हो जाएगा, this is for you, actually you are the target audience। ये आपको समझना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। सब मैं आपको एक ठीक है, जो नेक्स्ट में क्या है, इसके साथ मैं आपको एग्जांपल दूंगा, एआई वॉन्ट वर्क अनलेस यू डू, ठीक है। एक एनालॉजी मैं आपको समझाता हूँ, कारपेंटर की एनालॉजी, ओके। कारपेंटर यूज टू वर्क विद देयर ओन हैंड्स विद देयर ओन टूल्स, ठीक है। सारा दिन दे शार्पन द टूल्स, ओके, दिस दे डू द वर्क। उसके बाद क्या हुआ, एक ऐसा टाइम आया, एक ऐसा फ्रेम आया जब पावर टूल्स आने लगे, ओके। पावर टूल्स, कटिंग टूल्स आने लगे, ओके, प्लेनर के टूल्स आ गए। अनदर थिंग इज दैट कि ये टूल्स जब आए, ओके, तो इट्स नॉट लाइक ए जॉब्स चली गई, ठीक है। पीपल नीड टू ट्रांजिशन इनटू द न्यू टूल्स, दे हैव टू यूज, बट ये टूल्स अगर आप उठा के रख दोगे वो वर्क नहीं करेंगे, यू कैन सी दैट, राइट। ये टूल्स तभी काम करेंगे जब आप काम करोगे उन पे, ठीक है। एआई कुछ भी आउटपुट नहीं करती है, ठीक है, दे स्टिल नीड इनपुट, ठीक है। सिंपल बेसिक चीज हम स्टार्टिंग से समझ, कंप्यूटर का काम क्या है, यू गिव द इनपुट, इट विल गिव द आउटपुट। एआई भी अभी वैसे ही वर्क कर रही है, ओके। यू विल गिव द इनपुट, इट विल गिव द आउटपुट। कोई अच्छा बंदा जो जिसको अच्छी नॉलेज है, लाइक दे हैव ऑल द एबिलिटीज, दे हैव ऑल द नॉलेज, ठीक है, दे आर क्रिएटिव, वो बंदा क्या आउटपुट ले सकता है एआई से, और वो बंदा जिसे जीरो नॉलेज है, ठीक है, इस फील्ड की, आपको पता है, आप जो मांगोगे वही आपको मिलेगा, ठीक है। अगर आपको प्रॉब्लम पता है तो उसका सॉल्यूशन आपको मिलेगा, आपको प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं पता कि प्रॉब्लम आ क्या रही है, सॉल्यूशन भी इट वोंट गोइंग टू हेल्प यू आउट, ठीक है। सो बेसिकली दैट इज द व्हाई आई एम सेइंग कि एआई विल नॉट गोइंग टू रिप्लेस यू एनी सूनर। और अभी तो ये प्रिडिक्शन है कि समवेयर अराउंड 2030 तक अभी एआई रिप्लेस नहीं करेगी। और वो इसलिए भी नहीं करेगी क्योंकि देखो, गूगल, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट, मेटा कंपनीज नहीं चाहेंगी कि टेक्नोलॉजी इतनी हाई एंड हो जाए कि वो मार्केट से आउट हो जाए, ठीक है। फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट थिंग आपको बताओ, कोई भी कंपनी दे विल कंट्रोल यू। मार्केट में अच्छे प्रोडक्ट्स क्यों नहीं आते हैं पता है आपको? क्योंकि वो ब्रेक होते हैं ताकि नए आते रहे और वो चलते रहे, ठीक है। दैट्स वाई उनकी क्वालिटी पे एक कंट्रोल रखा जाता है। तो ये एक सबसे बड़ी मेजर चीज़ है। अगर एआई एडवांस भी हो जाएगी ना, तो वो गवर्नमेंट के लेवल पे काम करेगी, बट आप कमर्शियल लेवल पे नहीं देखोगे उसको, ठीक है। तो योर जॉब विल बी सेव। सो these are the point I had to discuss. Next thing is that ke, now you know AI is not going to replace you any sooner. So what steps you need to take, ठीक है? So so that you can come into this web development industry and start your career with it, ठीक है? First, I will say build a strong foundation. Okay. So second, incorporate AI in your skill set. ठीक है? When you start working and you with the AI tools, okay, आप अपने AI capabilities को बढ़ाओ, so that you can showcase them, okay, that you have worked upon these AI tools and don't be shy upon using AI tools. ठीक है? बस give a valid reason that why I have used these tools like while working on this complex problem. ठीक है? Just don't go and say to the interviewer like, for this basic चीज I have, ठीक है, this JavaScript clock I have used this one, okay. Work on some complex projects and then showcase your AI skill set, okay. Enhance your portfolio, ठीक है. Build some AI projects and portfolio. Be ready for new career path, okay. Some basically क्या है, AI prompt engineering, AI based designers, and there will be new openings are coming up, so in your career path, तो आपको वो भी सीखनी पड़ेंगे. Join relevant communities and networks, okay. Engage with more professional contacts who's working in the AI. Start building networks, join the communities, okay. They are discussing upon these AI technologies in web development, so it will going to help you out a lot, okay. Then seek internship and mentorship, okay. Seek any company for the internship, okay, that can help you out with AI in web development, okay. Any hands-on experience and invaluable experience you can get on some projects that will use the AI, okay. Finally, apply for the correct job roles. So as discussed, if you are just starting up, entry level positions के लिए आपको apply करना है. Don't get overwhelmed with other ठीक है, mid level and senior level, and absolutely say no to the recruiter जो basically they are merging these two profiles, mid level or junior level, ठीक है. So there is always a thin line between that, so understand as a fresher what you need to do, okay. So joining our guest, we will welcome the Sachin, okay. So Sachin is a software engineer at Shetu. He's a 5-year experience in IT and software industry. And Sachin, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm there. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, sure, absolutely, Sachin. First of all, thank you very much, Sachin, for joining us in this webinar today. So, so
And thank you so much, sir, to provide me this opportunity so that today I got the chance to introduce myself.
sure, sure. Great to have you here. Okay. So, Sachin, we're
Yes.
just going to have a little conversation about what is your role in your company, like how you're facing day-to-day activities. Okay, what you're doing currently. So, I'll just get along with some questions so that our viewers and attendants get some idea, like how you actually work in the company, and what problems do you
Okay.
face like on daily basis. So I'll just get along with some few questions. Okay. So Sachin, how is your career journey started? कैसे start किया था आपने इसमें वेब डेवलपमेंट में?
Okay, sir. तो सबसे पहले मैं बताना चाहूँगा मैंने साइंस स्ट्रीम से 12th किया
हम्म.
and when I start my journey, so I have no idea about programming.
Okay.
So आई वाज जस्ट नो अबाउट द कंप्यूटर। सो जैसे मैंने बीसीए स्टार्ट किया सर,
हम्म।
फिर मैंने पढ़ना स्टार्ट किया, तो मेरे को चैलेंजेस आए कि मैं प्रोग्रामिंग कैसे सीखूं।
ओके।
उन दिनों सी प्रोग्रामिंग का ज़्यादा ट्रेंड था सर। सो
राइट।
मैंने सी प्रोग्रामिंग को सीखना जैसे स्टार्ट किया तो कुछ कुछ चैलेंजेस आए। मोस्ट ऑफ चीज़ें मेरे को क्लियर नहीं थी। फिर जैसे बीसीए क्लियर किया, उसके बाद फिर मेरे को अपेटाइयो मिला। एंड दोज डेज यू आर यू आर प्रोवाइडिंग द कोचिंग ऑफलाइन। एंड जैसे मैंने यहाँ से पढ़ना स्टार्ट किया तो मेरे को प्रॉपर गाइडलाइन मिला। उसके बाद मैंने एज ए वेब डिज़ाइनर अपना करियर स्टार्ट किया इन वे ऑफ डिजिटल कंपनी। दिस वाज डिजिटल मार्केटिंग एजेंसी एंड माय सेकंड कंपनी वाज माय लाइफ असिस्टेंट। You know about the Urban Club company,
राइट।
and
राइट।
this was the competitor of Urban Club company and known as my life assistant. So these days I am working in Chetu, and Chetu is a multinational company. So this is my roadmap. So these days I am working in Chetu, and sir, there is no challenges in the job, but it depends on our thinking only. सो ये हमारे सोचने पे डिपेंड करता है सर कि हम चैलेंज उसको समझ रहे हैं या फिर अपना टास्क समझ रहे हैं।
ओके। सो डे टू डे एक्टिविटीज में लाइक आप कैसे काम आता है आपके पास, आपके सीनियर्स कैसे असाइन करते हैं आपको, एंड लाइक हाउ मच यू फील कंफर्टेबल अनकंफर्टेबल इन दैट सीन, या आप पूछते हो जाके सीनियर से, और किस टाइप का काम होता है आपका एज अ
यस।
मैं तो यूआई यूएक्स इंजीनियर हूँ, आप मैं तो फ्रंट एंड डेवलपर से ही रिलेट करूंगा इसमें। सो
यस सर। तो इसमें क्या है, जैसे सर जेतु एक क्लाइंट साइड कंपनी हो गई हमारे पास। ये इनके पास क्लाइंट्स होते हैं सर, जो मल्टीनेशनल क्लाइंट्स होते हैं। वो अपने इनको प्रोजेक्ट्स और वेबसाइट से बनवाते हैं, जैसे कि सॉफ्टवेयर भी होते हैं उसमें और हमारे वेबसाइट्स भी होते हैं।
ओके।
तो अपना प्रोजेक्ट एक बारी वो डिस्कस करते हैं, अपनी रिक्वायरमेंट बताते हैं, उसमें सब इंक्लूड होते हैं, जैसे कि हम भी रहेंगे।
हम्म।
एज ए टीम मेंबर हम वर्क करते हैं वहाँ पर एज ए रिसोर्स।
ओके।
एंड टी टीएल भी होता है, मार्केटिंग एंड सॉरी, जो प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर होते हैं वो भी सब इन्वॉल्व रहते हैं। पूरे को पूरी जो टीम रहती है पूरी इन्वॉल्व रहती है स्टार्टिंग से।
तो
सबसे
आप
पहले क्लाइंट अपना रिक्वायरमेंट बताता है सर कि मेरा ये प्रोजेक्ट है और मेरे को ये चीज़ें बनवानी है।
राइट।
हमारे पास सबसे मेन चैलेंज यही आता है, जैसे प्रोजेक्ट स्टार्ट होता है सर, सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज यही रहता है कि हम उसकी रिक्वायरमेंट को कैसे समझें।
ओके।
जैसा कि मैं यूज़ करता हूँ अकॉर्डिंग टू मी, सबसे अच्छा प्रोसेस है कि हम उनसे क्वेश्चन पूछें एग्जैक्टली व्हाट दे आर वांट।
ओके।
तो सबसे ज़्यादा अच्छा रिस्पॉन्स तभी मिलता है जब हम क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं। और इवन अगर मेरे को पता भी है कि इस प्रोजेक्ट का क्या फ्लो रहने वाला है, उसे एज ए क्वेश्चन पुटअप करता हूँ, ताकि हमारा दोनों का प्रोसेस भी मैं जान सकूं कि मैं उन सही तरीके से प्रोजेक्ट को समझ पा रहा हूँ। तो
राइट।
सर ये मेरा तरीका होता है काम करने का वहाँ पर।
ओके। सो आप किस किस टेक्नोलॉजीज पे काम करते हो, लाइक फिग्मा पे, या प्योरली एचटीएमएल पे, या अभी किसी फ्रेमवर्क पे?
वैसे तो सर कंपनी में अलग अलग टीम होती है, जैसे फिग्मा टीम बिल्कुल अलग होती है, बट
हम्म।
हमारे यहाँ पर ऐसा नहीं है। हमारे यहाँ पर क्या होता है कि हम लोग फिग्मा भी करते हैं
ओके।
और फिग्मा के साथ साथ फिर हमारा HTML CSS जावास्क्रिप्ट एंड समटाइम द फ्रंट एंड वर्क ऑन रिएक्ट ऑल्सो।
ओके। तो आपका बेसिकली, आपका तो शायद बैकएंड से इन्वॉल्वमेंट कम रहता होगा ना, या नील के बराबर है? आपको प्रॉपर की नॉलेज है तो यू कैन सजेस्ट लाइक जस्ट कि कहाँ पे एपीआई कॉल्स करनी है, या आप बैठ के बता सकते हो बैकएंड वालों को। आपका सिर्फ काम इन्हीं टेक्नोलॉजीज पे है, फिग्मा से डिजाइन को कन्वर्ट करना, आई थिंक।
हमारा यही रहता है, बट सर उनके साथ क्या रहता है, हमारा बैकएंड डेवलपर के साथ हमारा ये कनेक्शन रहता है कि हम अपने कोड को उनके साथ मर्ज कराएं।
राइट।
अगर कोई चैलेंजेस आता है तो उनको फिर वहीं पे फिक्स करें, बिकॉज वो अलग पार्ट हो जाता है सर, बैकएंड वाला।
ओके। अच्छा, मैं थोड़ा जानना चाहूँगा, लाइक आई वुड लाइक टू नो एआई का क्या इम्पैक्ट है, आपको लगता है आपकी जॉब पे इम्पैक्ट पड़ रहा है या पड़ेगा, या अभी कोई ऐसा सीन चल रहा है कंपनी के अंदर कि एआई आ गया है तो दे जस्ट रिप्लेस यू? with an AI?
एआई को समझने का सर सबसे अच्छा तरीका ये है, अकॉर्डिंग टू मी,
Hmm.
एआई डजंट हैव द लॉजिकल माइंड। सपोज दैट हमने एआई से कोई वेबसाइट बनवा लिया,
Hmm.
वो हमें कंटेंट प्रोवाइड करा सकता है,
Hmm.
बट लॉजिक प्रोवाइड कराने के लिए हमारे पास डेवलपर चाहिए। सपोज दैट कि किसी पर्सन ने चैट जीपीटी से कोड को ले लिया,
Hmm.
बट कोड को भी इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए हमें डेवलपर या फिर फ्रंट एंड डेवलपर की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है।
Right. हाँ, ऑब्वियसली वो कोड तो ऑलरेडी रिटन कोड के अंदर जाएगा ना। इट्स नॉट लाइक कि आप कोई अलग से फाइल बनाओगे। मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस में प्रोजेक्ट ऑलरेडी डेवलपमेंट फेज में होता है, तो ऑलरेडी बहुत सारी फाइल्स बनी होती हैं, डायरेक्टरी पूरा स्ट्रक्चर सिस्टम बना होता है, ठीक है। तो उस कोड को
यस सर।
आप बीच में ही तो रखोगे ना। इट्स लाइक यू आर गोइंग टू पुट दैट कोड या स्निपेट और व्हाटएवर द लाइंस दैट कोड इज गोइंग टू बी इन्वॉल्वड इन दैट, ठीक है, इन द ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट कोड। तो वो आई थिंक अचीवेबल नहीं है अभी, है ना। या आप वो फाइल
मेरे
को
हिसाब से सर यही है कि बस हमारा अभी के लिए एआई जितना यूज हो रहा है सर, वो हमारे टाइम को सेव करने के लिए यूज किया जा रहा है, बस जितना मैं समझ पाया हूँ अभी।
आपकी प्रोफिशिएंसी एज अ बीइंग अ डेवलपर, आपकी प्रोफिशिएंसी इंक्रीज करने के लिए हेल्पफुल है
यस
वो,
सर।
है ना। राइट। एंड नेक्स्ट थिंग आई वुड लाइक टू नो, लाइक अभी जो एट प्रेजेंट जो इस इंडस्ट्री में आए भी नहीं है, लाइक कुछ कॉलेज के पास आउट्स हैं लास्ट ईयर के, जो अब ढूंढना स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, दे हैव अ चॉइस अभी राइट नाउ। और माइट बी पॉसिबल दे स्टिल कंफ्यूज के हमें डाटा साइंस में जाना है, या हमें डेवऑप्स देखना है, या हमें और कोई फील्ड देखनी है, ठीक है, वेब डेवलपमेंट को क्यों सेलेक्ट किया जाए। तो आप कुछ सजेशन दे सकते हो, लाइक जॉब सर्च एडवाइस में, या ये क्यों अच्छा है मार्केट आपके हिसाब से।
सर इसको देखने का सबसे अच्छा प्रोसेस ये भी हो सकता है कि जैसे मार्केट में अभी नया इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ है,
हम्म।
हो सकता हो कि बहुत ज़्यादा सक्सेस हो जाए एआई, और हो सकता हो कि आने वाले टाइम में बिल्कुल ही स्टॉप हो जाए।
ओके।
बट एज ए being front end developer, I have 5 year experience and you also have more than 10 year experience. So हमारे पास ये है कि सर 10-20 साल के पर्सन, 10-20 साल से ज़्यादा के एक्सपीरियंस वाले पर्सन अभी भी मार्केट में एग्जिस्ट करते हैं।
राइट।
तो ये एक तरीका हो सकता है सोचने का कि हाँ मैं इस फील्ड में अपना करियर बनाऊं। और
हम्म।
एआई का अभी के लिए कोई भी ये स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट नहीं है कि ये मार्केट में यानी कि रुकेगा ही या फिर सक्सेस होगा।
राइट।
अकॉर्डिंग टू मी दिस इज द थिंग सर।
यार मुझे तो ये लगता है कि एक्चुअली क्या है ना, जो पर्सन या डेवलपर या एक्सपर्ट जब अपनी जगह बना लेता है ना कंपनी में, तो
यस
इट
सर।
डजेंट मैटर कि वो ऐसे कर रहा है या ऐसे नहीं कर रहा। क्योंकि जो उसके सीनियर्स हैं ना, दे बिकम हाईली डिपेंडेंट ऑन दैट पर्सन।
यस सर।
उसको हर चीज़ के लिए लुक आफ्टर करेंगे, ठीक है, कि ओके ये प्रोजेक्ट है इस पे। और ऑब्वियसली जो एक प्रोजेक्ट पे लगा होता है वो उससे अटैच हो जाता है, ठीक है, अटैच इन द सेंस यू कैन नॉट पुट हिम आउट इजीली। तो उसको बहुत सारी चीज़ें पता होती है इस प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में, है ना। कोई नया बंदा
बिल्कुल सर।
आएगा तो
बिल्कुल
पूरी
सर।
नॉलेज केटी होता है, उसका नॉलेज ट्रांसफर होगी उसकी, ठीक है, वो टाइम टेकिंग जॉब है। और एक अलग फेज से निकलना पड़ता है कंपनी को हायरिंग में, ठीक है, पूरा एक अलग प्रोसेस है रिक्रूटिंग का। तो आई थिंक अपार्ट फ्रॉम एआई, एआई एक अपनी जगह है, और एक ह्यूमन नेचर बिहेवियर इन्वॉल्वमेंट जो भी चला आ रहा है वो एक अपनी जगह पे, ठीक है, और वो रहेगा, बना
बिल्कुल
रहेगा,
सर।
है ना।
और एक पॉजिटिव पॉइंट ये भी है ना सर कि एआई को चलाने के लिए हमारी ज़रूरत है, हमें चलाने के लिए एआई की ज़रूरत नहीं
कोई
है।
तो बैठ के टाइप करेगा ना ऑब्वियसली।
है
कोई
सर।
तो
यस सर।
ह्यूमन ही करेगा, है ना। तो अभी ऑटोमेशन में इतना नहीं गया, बट लेट्स सी। बनी, आपका क्या आगे फ्यूचर आउटलुक है, लाइक आप अपने आप को कहाँ देखोगे आगे इन फ्यूचर, क्या टेक्नोलॉजीज लर्न करोगे, ठीक है, एक्सपेंड करोगे जॉब जॉब में।
जैसे कि सर आपने अभी प्रीवियस स्लाइड्स में बताया कि हमारा फील्ड ऐसा है कि इसमें हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ सीखना होता है। हमारा क्या, एवरी फील्ड डिजर्व्ड इट।
राइट।
यानी कि कोई भी किसी काम में पर्सन रहता है तो सीखना तो लाइफ टाइम चलता रहेगा सर।
राइट।
मेरा यही है, अभी मैं फ्रंट एंड पे कर रहा हूँ, तो उसके बाद मैं फुल स्टैक पे जाने के लिए सर न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी सीखना स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ।
ओके, सो यू आर ट्राइंग फॉर द फुल स्टैक, लाइक बैकएंड को भी मर्ज करके, सो यू विल हैव
यस
बोथ द
सर।
प्रोफाइल। नहीं, दैट्स द लॉजिकल थिंग टू डू। तो पैकेज भी बढ़ेगा, एक्सपीरियंस भी बढ़ेगा, ऑफशोर की अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी बढ़ेंगी ऑब्वियसली।
यस सर,
तो
यस सर।
ग्रेट ग्रेट। सो ओके सचिन, आई थिंक हम लोग ना टाइम क्रॉस कर चुके हैं। 8
हाँ सर,
8 से
काफी
9 का।
क्रॉस कर चुके हैं,
हाँ
तो
सो
अभी जो लोग सर ज्वाइन किए हैं उनसे एक बार ये पूछ सकते हैं कि वो मतलब
एब्सोल्युटली,
कॉलेज
मैं
में
वही
है।
सोच रहा था हम लोग क्यूए का
यस सर।
राउंड स्टार्ट कर देते हैं, लाइक ठीक है, किसी के कुछ क्वेश्चंस और क्वेरीज हो। सो आई जस्ट बी मूविंग ऑन टू अदर स्लाइड, एक क्विक ओवरव्यू देके ना वी विल स्टार्ट
यस सर।
विद द क्वेश्चंस। ठीक है।
एटलीस्ट सब अपना अपना एक स्मॉल इंट्रोडक्शन तो दे ही दे,
हाँ
जितने
राइट
लोग
राइट
हमारे साथ
राइट
कनेक्ट हैं।
राइट। Okay, so I'll just be moving on. Okay, Sachin, okay, thank you. First of all, thank you. Okay, मैं again thank you बोल रहा हूँ for just taking out your time. I know सुबह जाना होता है ऑफिस वगैरह and everything else.
ओके,
Okay,
थैंक यू सर।
so we'll just move on to the other slides. So who we are actually, okay. So we are your go-to platform, and we actually help you, okay, gain the technical skills. Um, Okay, we help you learn and develop the expertise that is required to get the job in this technical world. Okay, and like I have the experience, I have other co-founder. He is also have a very good experience in the field as well. We have other team members. Okay, so we understand the dynamic nature of this tech industry. Okay, so we are here to provide you comprehensive learning experience. Okay, and initially we are offering these three courses. So full stack development, front end development, and back end development. So basically, from we are starting up with the React. Okay, we are adding up from other technologies later on as well, and we are also starting with Mount in full stack development. And in backend development, we have Python, Node, Express, and MongoDB. Okay, and moving on, like in coming months, maybe possible we are also adding some coding and no coding specializations and certifications courses as well. Okay, so our next batch will be starting up from the mid of June. So anyone is interested and they can contact on the number provided. I think you, if everyone is in the group, they already have the numbers, they can directly contact, they can come to our website, it's www.appad.io, fill up the form, and they can contact on onto this number. Okay, so we are putting up the whole recording of this webinar onto the YouTube. You can also going to find all the details in the description as well. Okay, so on the closing note, I thank you all to joining us and giving us your precious time. And like we already crossed the mark, but it's great to have you all guys. Okay,